Hi everyone, my name is Benjamin Hui and I'm the creator of Copycat Cafe, an app that's actually built around a very simple concept, which is learning by copying native speakers. So essentially the same thing you did when you were a kid. You learn by listening to your parents, listening to other people, repeating what they said, getting corrected, and essentially improving that way. So instead of just, explaining it for hours, let me just show you what the app is like. So we currently have two languages available, French and Spanish. Each language is made of 200 lessons in total, from A1, so beginner level, to B2, upper intermediate. The lessons are very simple actually. So each lesson follows three simple steps: watch, copy, and chat. Let's start with, actually, before we start with the step, let me show you. So each lesson has a script, which is the dialogue you're going to study. Here you go. Each dialogue is based on an everyday situation. So, the kind of situation you are likely to encounter when you either travel or live in a foreign country. So here, this is a A1 lesson, so beginner, very simple. You can listen to each line from the dialogue.
Hola, me llamo Ana María.
Also at slow speeds.
Hola, me llamo Ana María.
Then you have insights, which are, it can be light grammar notes. So we don't really overwhelm you with grammar in Copycat Cafe. You mostly learn grammar through dialogues, but we have found that it's useful to help you notice grammatical structures every once in a while. So this is essentially what these insights are for. You can also sometimes find some nice cultural notes that help you blend in and behave like a local and not like a tourist or a foreigner, essentially. Okay, now let's start the lesson with the watch step. So I chose Spanish because, as you can probably hear from my accent, I'm French, so Spanish is a bit more interesting for me and challenging. Let's go. Here there are 9 phrases.
Hola, me llamo Ana María.
Okay, so the concept of the watch step is very simple. You listen to one phrase from the dialogue. Again, you can choose between normal and slow speeds. I like to start with normal to see if I understand, the real thing, the kind of speed you will hear in real life.
Hola, me llamo Ana María.
And here you just have to select the word you heard. So let's go. Hola, me llamo Ana María.
Hola, me llamo Ana María.
Okay.
Mucho gusto, soy Fernanda.
Then you go to the next phrase. Okay, you got the idea. Now let's go back to the lesson and do the copy step, which is actually one of our most popular features. Here we go. So the copy step is very simple. Again, you listen to a phrase, and just like you did as a kid when you would, hear your native language and repeat, you repeat. Let's go.
Hola, me llamo Ana María.
Hola, me llamo Ana María. Here we go. I got 95%. Here you can see what you said. You can see the breakdown for each word. The words that you pronounced the worst, or the one that needs the most work, is highlighted here. So, and here you have feedback actually that tells you what you can improve, so that then you can try to re-record yourself and score higher. So in this case, I scored pretty good, so I'm gonna just go to the next phrase. Okay, let's listen to that one.
Mucho gusto, soy Fernanda.
Okay, now let's try it. Actually, let me play it at slow speed first.
Mucho gusto, soy Fernando.
Okay. Mucho gusto, soy Fernando. Okay, So here you can see I scored pretty well for every word except for soy. Let's listen to this.
Soy.
Soy. Okay, so it tells me missing sounds. Soy, okay. Gonna try to say it again. Mucho gusto, soy Fernando. Okay, much better now. Now let's go to the final step of the lesson, chat. Okay, so I already had a chat for this lesson. So let me actually start fresh. Okay, start roleplay, practice nice to meet you in a real conversation with Copy. So Copy being our cute little cat mascot here. Okay, here, who do I want to roleplay as? I'm gonna do student because, you know, it's who I am. I'm a student.
Hola, mucho gusto, soy la maestra Lucía. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Okay. So here I can see the translation in English. This is something you can choose to hide if you prefer. You can also replay each word.
Mucho maestra.
You can replay the whole phrase.
Hola.
And now I'm going to simply reply. Okay, what's your name? ¿Cómo te llamas? Me llamo Benjamin.
Mucho gusto, Benjamín. Qué nombre tan bonito. ¿De dónde eres?
Okay, so it understood me, which is surprising considering how bad my Spanish is. Here I can see my progress. I'm now at 20%. So to complete a roleplay, you need to reach at least 60%. And so your copy or the cat will automatically assess how much progress you have made inside the chat. And so once you have moved enough inside the conversation, you will automatically have it be completed. You don't have to follow a super strict order, but generally speaking, you want to stay inside the role play, essentially, because the goal is to see, can you handle this situation in real life? Here, if you're confused, you don't know what to say, which can happen if you're new to a language, you can click on show example and then you have a few suggestions here. You can also listen to them. Let's see.
Qué padre, soy colombiano.
Besides the roleplay chat inside each lesson, you have a free chat feature here. As its name indicates, free chat is a chat where you can just talk about whatever you want. So there is no strict roleplay, there is no goal. You just talk just as if you were talking to a native speaker, essentially. Finally, we also have flashcards. So flashcards are automatically created for you when you complete a lesson. Each phrase from a completed lesson gets added here. Here you can see the strength, which is how well you remember the phrase. And then you can see your pronunciation score. So this can be useful because you can select all the phrases that have the worst pronunciation score, for example, and review this specifically. Or you can select the phrases you don't remember well. Then you have the smart review here, which essentially asks you to translate all the phrases you learned in the past to see if you remember them correctly. The more you struggle essentially with recalling a phrase, the more often it will be shown to you. So this is an algorithm that we optimize essentially to help you memorize and remember all the Spanish, French, German, whatever language you picked long term. And one really cool thing about it is that in a language like Spanish, for example, there are lots of different ways of translating hi, how it's going. And unlike many other apps, we don't force you to give one true answer. As long as your answer is correct, in the sense that it does mean hi, how is it going, or it will be used as, in this context at least, in the language you're learning, you get a correct answer. So let me show you. Okay, my microphone is activated. Let's try to translate this in Spanish. Hola, ¿qué tal?
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Okay, so here it tells me that I did translate hi, how it's going properly. And yeah, so the card was guessed, which means I probably won't see it before a while since it was easy for me. Here you can actually see the conversation the phrase is from, so that can help to kind of remember the context in which the phrase was used. Then you can do the next cards. So this is Copycat Cafe. The easiest way to see if it's the right method for you is simply to start a 7-day free trial. You can cancel at any time before the end of the 7th day and you won't be charged. We also offer a 30-day money-back guarantees. So if you find that this is not the right method for you, which can happen, we all have our individual preferences, just send us an email, say you would like a refund, and you will get one. No question asked, no calls to go through or anything. We are also language learners, so it's important for us to make the experience as good as possible. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you in Copycat Cafe. Adios.